Hi, everybody. Welcome to Live in 5D. I'm Rachel Chamness, and I'm here with Kimberly Loveridge. Thank you so much for coming, Kimberly.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have you. Kimberly is at psychickimberly.com, and you also have a incredible Facebook page with people who are here on Facebook. What's the name of the Facebook page? Psychics
Psychics, mediums, gifted,
and Intuitive.
and intuitive. Yeah, all of them run together. It's hard there's so many that sound like that.
But it's such a great page, and well, tell everybody a little bit about you and what you do.
Well, I'm a psychic medium, as well as a medical medium. I also do holistic life coaching, certified to do that, as well as hypnotherapy.
That's
So
great.
I do all of those. The hypnotherapy is more for past life regression, which I find just amazing because you're peeling away like an onion, a subconscious of the journey that they're going through. It's very interesting.
I love it. I think it's so cool to do the past life stuff. Yeah, and people don't realize how much past life really affects us. I mean, it's really important, I think, to clear some of that.
It does. And a lot of times what they go back to is, I don't know how to say this. It's very symbolic of what's going on now, what they're seeing in
Oh,
their
right.
journey, going back, going back. I know I did one and I was on a mountain and I come around a corner and I see someone on a bridge from the back. And my side is, abundant, lush, but on the other side of the bridge, it was like icy and white and like snow everywhere. And I couldn't figure out who the person on the bridge was. And I looked closer and they turned around and it was my higher self.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm like, I've got to dig into that.
That's so neat. Um, and you also make me think about like how there's so many past lives that kind of mirror what's happening now. So they're kind of like Atlantis, or that I feel that it's more triggering because whatever feelings coming from that, and then we have to release it from this as well.
Exactly. And release is the key word, is being able to, I think, to work through any kind of trauma. You need to label it and acknowledge it before you can work with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just one of the things I do. A lot of it is psychic medium and medical mediumship, which is actually more popular than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I bet.
It
It's
is.
important. But everyone's working on their health all the time, don't you think?
It is, and there's a lot of things that manifest from when we suppress emotions. It does kind of come back into the body as well. So I feel like there's a lot of times when, if we're suppressing our true authentic self, that may fester somewhere and it shows up in the body.
Yeah, I really believe that emotions are at the bottom of every ailment, just like Louise Hay always said, that even if it's not exactly as Louise Hay's book, although I'm sure it is, if you look it up, you're always like, oh, yeah, that's it. But that, it really has that emotional component.
It does, and I think I'm using this word right, psychosomatic, where, for example, I know when I feel very stressed, it goes right to the base of my spine. So if I'm doing a medical mediumship reading on someone and I'm seeing the base of the spine, I know that's a root chakra blockage. And our root chakra is all about safety, feeling. Our root chakra is, do we have enough food to eat? Are the bills paid? Do we feel safe in our environment? Do we have a community that accepts us where we can be ourselves? That is all root chakra. And when one of those is not okay, it's going to show up somewhere. So I think that is one of the biggest things. I wish doctors realized that more.
I wish they realized so many things.
I know. I know, because every time I go to the doctor, I feel like we're just guessing. I don't know.
There's a pill for
Take
that. Don't
that.
worry. Should I change my lifestyle? No, just take this pill.
I know. I know. I'm like, is that really getting to the root cause, though, or are we just band-aiding this?
Yeah,
And I feel like everyone is on ADHD or something like that. Everybody. And growing up, nobody was on that stuff. We were fine. Not to say some people don't need it. They
see.
do, but squirrel. Um,
Oh, and there was ADHD. I was just thinking, what would it have been like?
I just never got any. I never finished a project is my problem.
I just have like 100 projects. But in high school,
Right.
I was just busy doing some other art or singing thing. So
I know. We do. You find ways to let it out though. And I think that just clicked with me. We had so many outlets because we weren't on devices all the
yeah,
time. We were out doing stuff. We were accomplishing things. We were interacting with people. And
so
now that
important.
that has diminished, I think that's where we find that we've got all this energy with no place to go, even though it wants to go in 5 different directions, and we get stuck in the freeze state.
Yeah. There's it's so possible to get so much done that you just feel like you can't even think of one thing. Like I can't even get anything done. There's so much to do and I possibly could get it all done today because if I just work really hard with all these devices and everything, it's possible to do so much.
I know.
So, because you can do it all online, and I think it makes
Yeah,
it
I
more.
don't know if that's all good or not,
I don't
but
think so. I think we're really stretching our brain in the wrong way. And I have a
oh, good.
teenager, so that's.
Oh, yeah.
I wish he
Yeah.
had more real hobbies. I'm working on it.
It all goes back to the devices, but that's not going to change. So I think teaching the teens and the children to ground, get outside, leave your phone inside, and do the things that really ground you to nature. And that, grounding is a root chakra thing as well. And that's very important, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know, when was the last time you went out and just dug in the dirt, you know?
Yeah.
A while, or gone to we go to the beach here and just sit on the beach and,
You're in
you know,
Virginia?
yeah, Virginia Beach.
That's
It's
nice.
the best. It's the free night out. We'll go out at like 6 o'clock when everyone's left the beach and just bring a blanket and sit on the beach or just lay down and listen. Or sometimes we'll bring drums and drum on the beach, and
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
it connects so deeply. And I love it. You really feel like, all right, I'm part of this.
Yeah.
I'm in the one consciousness now.
Yeah, it's always the answer from spirit guides, right? Go out in nature. Go sit outside, go get in the sun, go put your feet in the grass.
It is. I don't even like to do yard work, but I go out because I need it for me.
Yeah, it
When
feels
I'm
so
sitting
good.
there pulling weeds and I don't want to be pulling weeds, but it calms me. So, and that's a lot of psychics and mediums. We're so busy helping other people that we forget we need to calm ourselves and clear that energy that we've been taking in client after client after client.
Right.
And we're like, that's not mine. That's not mine.
Right. Yeah. It
Right.
it is a really good way to clear, for sure.
It is. And kind of
Restart.
right. And one of the reasons I like medical mediumship is I'm not taking in that energy, right? It's not about that. It's more of a scan. So I'm not doing tarot cards. I'm not any of that. But for example, if I did it for you, I'm closing my eyes and I'm putting you right in the center of a whiteboard, right? And we're starting at the crown chakra and we're going to scan all the way down to the toes. So that's where we start, is we start at the beginning, which is the crown chakra, and we're going down about 2 inches at a time to see what comes up. For example, I get for you, you have allergies in seasonal times.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the time, just when seasons change.
Right. And
Yeah.
especially right now, my family is sneezing a lot because of
See
season change.
that
Yeah.
you're very prone to that because now we're in this section and I'm
Mm-hmm.
seeing that. So we're going to go down a little bit more if you don't mind me
No,
using
that's
you as a
fine.
test
Sure.
subject. So we're going to go down to, we're about the mouth area. Looks good. Teeth are amazing. I don't even see a lot of
Really?
cavities. It looks
I
good
don't
to
have any
me.
cavities there.
Everything looks good. So we go down to the throat. Throat chakra is wide open. You're such a great communicator that you say it like it is. You are wide open. I love that. I don't always see that. So now we're at the shoulder area. So then you kind of progress down, down. Did you have to have a biopsy in the chest area at any time?
Oh, yeah.
It looks to be your right side, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
correct. It just looks like a small, and you know how you see that is it comes up as a black dot.
Okay.
And so then I know something happened there. You can even see a scar from a
Yeah.
previous surgery. So you're basically just going down. Then you go into, let's say we're going into the rib cage, digestive. What is it about? There's something green you will not eat. Is it like lima beans or
I hate lima beans. Oh,
I'm
and
like,
Brussels sprouts. Oh.
yeah, there's something that is like it's never in the digestive tract. So, I mean,
That's
so far
funny.
you look very healthy, but going down, and then we'll go down into, the hip area. Um, all right. For some reason, do you have a child?
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing just
14. One.
one
Mm-hmm.
pregnancy in there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how what you see is you'll look into the feminine area and you can tell, are they, how many children they've had, how many living, how many that may not have come to fruition, as well as if somebody's already in menopause, because it looks different.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
how I picture that is you look at kind of the womb and
Mm-hmm.
I see one little being in there and he's just hovering around, hovering around. But basically, I don't want to take all the time doing this, but you're going down to the toes and you're picking up, some people have knee pain, some people have had surgeries. Unfortunately, there are times when I see, um, more important things that they really need to go see somebody about. And what happens is that area will light up and have a darker gray area to it.
Okay.
And it's important to flip the body because the back of the neck and the spine come in as well.
That's so interesting. So I do a little bit of medical mediumship, but it's rarely more than 10% of what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Most people come for
Right.
expanding their clairs or, growing and healing and channeling. But I do some, and I sort of do it more like almost like they're in person. I sort of use my hands to see if just anything big pops out at me. And what you're saying is so cool. Now I really want a session with you. This is really cool.
I would love to do that. I just basically imagine if you're standing in front of me, the
Mhm.
picture of you and a blue light up bar is just going down, 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 down like that. I've seen people that will use a doll
Mhm.
and I don't assimilate with that, but I know some people will do that as their what do you call it, baseline, their what
I'm
they're
trying to
looking
think
at.
how I do it. I think that I kind of do this where I used to use like crystals, like the chakra system for a distance person, and I used to, just put my hands like this. But now it's almost like I imagine me standing in front of them, scanning them with my hands. I think is well, they're laying
Mhm.
down, but it's almost like I do it in my head, or maybe I'm astral
Well,
traveling and doing it, probably.
you're
But
doing the same thing that I'm doing because
yeah,
you're just using your hands. You're doing the same thing. So
and I'm just doing it like if anything pops out, or if they ask a question about that, I don't usually have people come just for that. So it's just
yeah,
a
there
little bit.
there were a couple I did, you can tell if the gallbladder's missing because there will literally be a hole there,
That's so cool.
you
Well, what
know? But
happens when you see something like that? Like, not the big things like, oh my goodness, I have to tell this person they need to go to the doctor, they have cancer, but I do want to hear about that. But what about, if you're like, here's a problem, do you then give them something to do with it or
okay, I refer them to their doctor because I'm for liability reasons, I'm not a
right?
doctor. I don't diagnose, I don't, but I can tell when people are deficient in something. For
Oh,
example, I know you could use more calcium,
really?
but
I'm gonna write
yes,
that
I
down.
don't know if you drink milk or
I'm just
take
gonna go drink some raw milk because I hate
the,
supplements.
I know, but I'll see lots of times and when people they'll say, well, what can I do with that? Sometimes there's nothing but a doctor visit, but a
Well, you
lot
should
of
send them
times,
anyway, because I mean, like, they're not doctors.
absolutely.
Yeah.
If something pops up, I had a woman in front of me that I saw the breast cancer, it was larger. And I told her where it was, and she said there was indeed a lump there. And I did tell her, please go to your doctor
Yeah.
because there's nothing I can't do, wave a magic wand. I wish I could and make it go away. But it's something that I don't scare anyone. I say, this is what comes up. I'm just telling you what I feel. I'm not diagnosing you, but please follow up when you can. So, and they generally, are very appreciative of that. There's a lot of people that are low in iron. One lady, for some reason, it came up for her. She needed, oh, what is that? I lose everything when
Yeah, once you
uh,
start channeling, all the words go away.
I know. That vegetable where you peel a leaf at a time and you
Oh, artichoke. Oh, I love artichoke.
artichoke. I said, for some reason, artichoke comes up. I don't even know that there's a supplement for that. Why would there be, right?
Right.
And she said, believe it or not, this blew me away. I researched all my symptoms and there is an artichoke supplement and she already bought it.
That's crazy, really? What good, intuitive sense for her.
I know. Well, she did, research on the web, but I didn't even know that that was a supplement.
I know, it's so weird. Oh, I have a really good question for you. Do you
Yes.
ever get clairgoustiance where you taste the food that they should eat? I never know what to do with that. I'm like, I'm tasting apples and I don't know why.
That is one of the gifts I will say I don't really have.
You don't want it. I'm telling you, it is confusing and gross.
No, I don't want that, and I don't get the, smell that often,
The smelling
but
can
what
be horrible too. A lot of people smell entities, and that's like, no thanks.
I have been around and smelled death before,
Oh,
and that I don't like. That I don't like, but, what I do is I'll feel for example, if I'm doing a medical scan on someone, I can all of a sudden, I'll feel my stomach feels very sour, empty, sour,
mhm.
nauseous, and then, like, the
I get
last
that
time
stuff
that
too.
happened, the person was an alcoholic. They never ate,
Oh,
and they drank and drank and drank. No wonder I felt so sick.
yeah.
So, but luckily, it only lasts long enough for me to identify it,
Oh, that's good.
and
Yeah,
then
I
I let
usually
it.
say, "Thank you, stop." Thank you, no thank you.
Yeah, or the sensation of if I'm doing mediumship, and I'm asking the person how they passed, I'll feel like I can't breathe or something like that. But it's just for a second. It's not scary. I mean, not anymore, but it's so interesting how those physical symptoms come to us to let us know.
Right. Even regularly, I have to be like, is this my headache or is this my kid's headache? You know?
Yes. Have you ever been, yes, and have you ever been so close to, say, a girlfriend, and out of nowhere you feel like that thing in your throat where you feel like you're starting to cry, but you don't want to, but you know it's not yours because like nothing happened, and you call a friend and they're crying.
Yeah,
That
that's
that
cool.
that is very real. But that's also like with twins,
Yeah.
you know, how they can feel each other, and I do think that when two people are together a lot,
Mhm.
they can pick that up, and it's just
Yeah.
like when women are together all the time, they're on the same cycle. All that is all very, very real.
I get this like, I have this sort like I get a clairaudient or voyant, sort of like I keep picturing the person, or I just keep like sometimes I even hear like to call them sometimes, and then that's probably how I'd get the same thing. But what's really weird because I sometimes come onto Facebook and I'll see it's somebody's birthday, and I was just thinking of that person. I hadn't thought about them in a year, and I was just thinking of that person, and it's their birthday. That happens to me all the time, and I wonder too if it might be my dad because my dad, he's passed, and he was famous for memorizing people's birthdays. Like he'd meet them once, and then the second time, like a year later, he'd be like, "Oh, your birthday's March 10th," you know?
Well, wow.
Yeah.
It probably is. It probably
I
is
wonder if it was
because
part psychic, like, or he just had a crazy memory. He was really very smart guy.
it's probably psychic too for you.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
know,
I
I'm
wonder if it's
terrible.
from him. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because 'Cause I'll think
Right.
about that person, like, "I was just thinking about you, and it's your birthday? That's so crazy."
So you might have gotten yours from him.
Maybe he was psychic. Yeah, he was a great lawyer, like, amazing. He was,
I
and I bet he was psychic.
Well, that's so interesting you say that because I was in law before I did this.
Oh, really?
I love law because it's a puzzle.
Yeah,
It is
that's how he would approach it, yeah.
and I think as psychics, we love to dig deep.
Mhm.
Boy, do we like to dig deep. And I think a
So
good
we're good at
attorney
it.
digs very deep. We are. And also as a psychic, I think we pick up emotional cues much easier than the average person, which I can see would put him at an advantage.
Do you know that one time I was doing a spirit circle? So I used to do these spirit circles where people would come and 10 people, and I would just bring in either someone who's passed for them or more often a spirit guide or something like that. And I worked with a friend, and she did, we were just totally different in the way that we did the same thing. So it was really fun. And she was really funny. She's a really funny person. So we'd have 10 people and we'd read each person, both of us, one by one. It was really fun. And, but one time this woman came and she was a lawyer. And then my dad showed up and I could see him so clearly and hear him so clear. It's the clearest I've ever got anything from him. He was so excited. He had to tell her that this case that she had, I'm getting chills remembering it. It was so emotional. Like this case that she had, that there was a missing piece and she had to know about it, would make a big difference because my dad was really all about, he would say he's the lawyer for the underdog. Like he was all about, helping you know, helping the people. So, um, he was so excited, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, there is. He's right. There's this there," whatever it was. She was like, "I was thinking about that." And he was like, "You have to look at this document. It's in the document." And when and it was just kind of like what you're saying, like putting the puzzle together. It was crazy. I was like bawling and repeating
Wow.
it was like he was standing in the room. You know, psychic ability, sometimes it's like you're sort of putting it together with all your clairs, or they're like standing in your face talking to you, and it's so crazy. It can be just that whole scale. And it was like he was just there. It was wild. It was the
I
craziest
bet
thing.
it's yeah, exactly. Like I get usually I get it if I hear it quickly and it flies out of my mouth before I can even think about it, I know it's right.
Right.
For example, with that situation, it was probably like water rights, water easements, or something like that. I know when I get something and I hear it and it feels hollow, I'm like, that's me.
Oh, interesting.
Let's
Yeah.
clear it out and try again. Like with names are very
Oh
difficult.
gosh, names are so hard.
Yeah, and the only way I know I'm correct is if it flies out of my mouth and I
Mhm.
didn't overthink it.
I bring forward spirit guides for people a lot, and then they try to tell me their names, and most of the time they don't care. They're like, "Yeah, it's close enough." And I'm kinda like, "Well, we kinda wanna know your name."
Isn't it funny? People get very stuck on what are my guides' names? And
Mhm.
from the
They
feeling
don't
I
really
get,
all
the
have them.
name is not that important.
Yeah.
It 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 helps us make it real. It's really just for us. I don't think it's important. I think what's important is feeling them.
Yeah.
They all have a different feeling.
I think that Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince, I think when he changed his name to a symbol, he was sort of modeling that because well, I think Prince is from Orion, so that's the whole thing about Prince, but
Yes,
it's like he was modeling that. It's like these beings don't have names because they're telepathic, if it's galactic or I mean,
right.
or different kinds of beings too. And dragons don't want to give you their full name. You can't say it anyway. So a lot of times they're just like, call me Bub.
They're all Bob 1, Bob 2.
How many people have a spirit guide named Fred? I have one that's like a polar bear in a Hawaiian shirt because he thinks that I think it's funny and he's funny. He's like, I'm
I
Fred. And I'm like,
love
really?
that.
That's what really
I
your
love
name?
that. I recognize mine, but not with names. I see an image, but I know how they feel when they're around,
Right.
and I think that's better than a name,
Sure.
you know?
And
So,
it's more
yeah.
accurate, right? You know
It
you know it's
is.
them because you feel their energetic signature.
Right, and that's their strongest, I think, message to kind of get in with us.
Ooh, Kevin has a great question.
Oh, yes.
Um, I forgot to tell you comments are on the top right. If you don't do them. Okay.
Thanks, Rach.
I just realized I didn't tell you that. Okay. Is medical mediumship only relatable to the present, or can we know future ailments as well? Oh, yeah. Can you help people prevent?
Ooh, that is good. Um, yes, you can tell when something is beginning. I have done readings where I felt like maybe they had fractured an arm or something like that, and then it did happen a couple days later when they're like, "No, I don't have that." I'm like, "Okay, hold on to that." Typically, if something is just starting out, for example, say, with the appendix, if it's starting, even just beginning to become a problem, I can see that way before you have to go to the doctor. So, yes, it will tell future ailments as well.
Oh, that's good. And what do you do? Like, how do you talk to someone where you see something really serious? You know?
That's a good question. I'm not in the business of frightening people.
Yeah, me either.
What I see is if I see the issue, typically if it's not bad, it'll be about that big. If something is more, it'll be a shaded gray area of perhaps that big. And at that, I say, I'm sensing something is off here. And what I would encourage you to make an appointment with your doctor because time is of the essence. That's really the best. I hate to say general, but
Yeah.
if I see it's very advanced, I just say time is of the essence. But I'm not going to tell someone doom and
Right.
gloom
Right.
because I all I can do is point out what I see and encourage them to make an appointment.
So when people come for medical mediumship, do they come because they're worried something's wrong or because they just don't want to go to the doctor? Or they
Both.
just, or yeah, because I hate to go to the doctor. I mean, I don't even have a doctor. If I need to go to the doctor, I'm in trouble because it's going to take me forever to get an appointment.
Both, because I'll have people in front of me that I can tell them looking at their heart when I'm scanning down, see it looks enlarged. And
Mhm.
then I'll see the word salt or iodine. And that's when I know lay off the salt because that's causing a problem. Um, also, if you're deficient in something, and also I can tell when people stop eating meat or eating too much meat. So, yeah, I mean, I guess you can give them information to help reverse it or stop it, things like that. Um, but no, nobody likes to go to the doctor. I wish I could give them holistic. This is the thing with herbs. I'm all about supplements. That's great. But I don't want to give someone the illusion that if you just take these herbs, you'll be fine
Yeah.
because some require true doctor intervention.
Yeah. I almost thought about going down this road because well, I'm a sound healer too because I used to be a singer. I was an opera singer. And I
Oh,
have this Rife machine which is like incredible. It's really like it's a vibrational machine. It's science. It's cool. It's sound, but you either put it on the body or you actually put your fingernails in it because they hold your DNA longer, and you can do it remote and it will like heal or kill something that shouldn't be there in your body, like bacteria or whatever. It's really neat. And for a little bit, I thought maybe I should do this because I'm so into all this stuff and so into like natural living and holistic. And then I was like, realized that that would make me like a naturopath. And then I don't know. Then I was just like, I need to go to school for that. Like, I don't think I can do that. And it didn't even sound that fun after so I kind of stepped away from it. But
I think that's important though, because everything has a frequency. For example, cancer has a frequency.
yeah.
So if you meet that cancer with the opposite frequency,
Yeah, I
right?
used my Rife machine for years on us. It's so great. I didn't want to start using it on other people, I guess. I felt like I didn't know enough. That would be a whole thing, you know,
Well,
to
don't
be like
stop
a
yourself from
naturopath.
that. Um,
I mean, with the machine and with that stuff.
yeah.
And like, but what I do find this, and I'm sure you see this too, it's like when you've gone through something, or like if you take a certain supplement or something like that, then and you know a lot about that thing, then you'll find these people coming to you who have that kind of problem and they'll ask about it. And then you're like, well, and then I can test them for a couple of things that I know about. But of course, I'm like, I see this, but you might want to actually go to a naturopath or a doctor, you know? But,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I,
so I'm not doing it like pure doctor, naturopath, or even
I,
full medical mediumship, just sort of like an off thing. But do you find that
yeah,
like things you've been through or things you know about, like you see more clients coming with those things?
I do. I do.
It's like an energetic match or spirit guide saying, "Hey, go to this person because she understands."
Right, right. Do you mean from a medical standpoint or
I
from
think both.
just
Lots of things.
emotional?
Yeah, I get a lot of people who have, some of the same traumas I have,
I,
from childhood, and, I get a lot of that, and then also people who have, like, problems with their thyroid or, like, other things that I've had in my past.
I get mostly it's emotional things. Like I get a lot of people that need firmer boundaries, which is a thing for me because I come from being a people pleaser. And it took me years to say no. And I'm not going to argue about it. I don't want to do it. So I'm not going to do it. And it took me years to say that. And so it made sense that people were coming to me, a lot of them in relationships where they were letting the abuse go and go and go. And, you know, boundaries are very, very difficult for people that don't even realize they're being abused.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a more than one session type of talk. And, it made me realize in my life how if we give and give and give to someone and there's no reciprocity there, your boundaries are unhealthy.
Right. Yeah, you have to balance. That needs to be in balance, giving and receiving.
Right, right. And I think, being working as a, psychic medium healer, whatever you want to call it, we are in, these are acts of service. That's what we do. Right. And so it's hard for us to step back and go, well, where do we need to improve? Ourselves. It's kind of like every therapist needs a therapist.
Oh yeah. I can't, it's so hard to work on yourself.
I can't do it. Well, I can, but it takes me a long time.
It's so hard that I would just rather pay someone else to do it. Can we trade,
You're my girl. You're like, I've got a friend that goes, I need to install a fireplace. And I'm like, I think I'd pay someone to do that. No, I'm going to do it myself. I'm like,
No. I like to really think about like, how much is this worth to me? Like, how many hours is it going to take me? And is it, maybe it's cheaper to hire someone else. I'll do something else.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I tried to rewire a fan one day. That was a bad idea.
Oh my gosh.
Because I thought, how hard could it be? The white wire goes to the white wire. No, it doesn't.
Oh my gosh. And what's so funny is people are like, well, I mean, you're a psychic, right? Shouldn't you have known that? Like, no, I don't know about me. I only know about you if you ask me.
No, we don't. And the thing is, what they're forgetting is, should we know? Yes, but there's a little thing called ego.
Right.
That pops up and goes, I'm not listening to you anymore. And then that's where we falter, right?
Right. Or do
But
we just want it too bad? It's too
yeah,
hard
that's
if you
ego.
want it. It can be
That's
hard for someone you love too, because you want it to be good. You want it to be all good news, or, yes, you're going to get married or what,
I know. And you know what? I've had people that were in front of me and I told them the absolute truth and they were a little miffed at me. I'm like, you're not paying me to tell you what you want to hear,
Yeah.
and they get upset, but it makes me wonder, what are you expecting from a session?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the friend that goes, yeah, dump that guy. I'm going to be the person that says, maybe you shouldn't leave your marriage.
I'm going to be the person who's like, your guides think, your guides are saying that there's someone in your life that you already know about that it is maybe time to release.
Yes.
I'm not saying who it is.
And Bob,
But it should be fairly obvious. Because I'm not going to say you should leave, because I'm not going to tell you what to do, and I don't want to overly influence you. So someone
I know.
in your life, you need to get the hell out.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I say. Well, there's an unhealthy relationship it would serve you not to be in it.
That's a good one. I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah, it's all in the delivery. It is all in the delivery.
It is. If you trigger them, they're not going to listen to you at all, and then you haven't helped them.
Right. And that's where I think the holistic life coaching comes into play, because, omitting the words you and I are huge. So I'm not going to say you need to do this. I'll say, well, when this happens, we tend to.
Mm-hmm.
They have to answer their own question. I'm never going to tell them what to do, ever, ever. It's kind of like you put the list of pros and cons in front of them.
Yeah.
They choose.
That's what I do, especially a really hard question,
Yeah.
and just, this is what I see if you do that. This is what I see if you don't. And of course, future is always, it could change any minute.
It can. And it's, everybody, it's interesting because there's two people that come to people like us. I'll have a bunch of girls come over. They just want to do it for fun. And then there are people that are very serious about it, and come to you every week and things like that. So it's an interesting mix of people that look for these services.
It is. Mm-hmm.
You know,
And
some
and
see
there's
it.
so many niches in it, so interesting to talk to different psychics.
It is. And I remember having someone ask me about what kind of starseed they were. I don't delve into that. I'm like, I know you do.
Just as a side note,
I
I
don't,
do.
I will refer all of them to you.
Thank you.
I've only actually had that happen once, and I was very honest. I don't know a lot about it, so I'm not going to tell you anything because I feel
Yeah.
like I wouldn't give you proper information.
Oh, I know. I'm always like, "Ooh," if someone signs up for a mini session, they just wanna know about their pet, and I'm like, "Ooh, uh-oh." But then I have to
Yeah,
think, I mean, so sometimes I get really strong pet information and sometimes I don't. So, for pet for me just doesn't feel that reliable all the time. But then I
yeah,
think, well, if they signed up, then there's something about their spirit guides, my spirit guides, there's something about it. So then I'll just, maybe the pet's going to come through, or maybe they were sent to me for another reason. So I always just go, okay, I just trust it's going to be okay. And then it always ends up okay. Like either the pet comes through or it's it's that they needed to get this other message. So, like, also, if someone signs up for a problem and then that problem's fixed, but they still have the session, because it's been some time since they signed up, I always feel like that was a reason too. Or if their problem is fixed or easily answered in the first 2 minutes, well, that's how your guides got you here. There's
exactly.
something you need to know. Yeah.
I do some pet communication. It's not, if someone asks me, I will, but most of what I've done is we have about 20 minutes from here. There is it's more country, so there's a lot of people with horses. I
Oh,
love to
horses are
do the
easy.
horses.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Send me all
They
your horses.
there can you come out and read my horse? Yes.
I love
And
to read horses. Yeah, they're just the sweetest.
well, they have so much more information than a dog or cat, and I don't know why.
Really?
To
I don't
me,
do it very often.
well, maybe because I align with horses more than any other animal, but I feel their energy so also I'm in person. So, putting hands on, but I just horses are my thing. So maybe that's why, but you can get a read on anything with energy.
Yeah, I've just done horses in person, and I was just doing it because I love horses. It wasn't for someone else.
Yeah, I
I
do
like to heal
too.
them, with Reiki. And, do you ever go to the zoo and talk to all the animals in your head? I totally do that.
No, I feel a weird way. When my kids were little, yes, we went to the zoo, but now I look at it as I feel so bad for all the animals in there. I
Yeah.
can't patronize it. It just breaks my heart.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
more
true,
likely.
actually. Yeah, some of them are okay and some of them are not. Yeah. I once talked to an elephant, though, and it was pretty cool, and a
Can you
giraffe.
imagine where their mental state is, though? I
I guess it
just
depends on the zoo too.
it does. Like San Diego has an amazing zoo that they're much more in their natural habitat, much more room, um, better care. It does depend on that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'd rather go about an hour and a half from here. You can see in Corolla, North Carolina, you can see the wild horses just run on the beach.
Oh my gosh, really?
I'd rather go see that.
That's amazing.
It
I
is.
would
It
love to see
is.
that. I didn't know you could find anything like that. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's in the middle of nowhere beach area. Very cool.
Well, it's okay if you don't, because if I ask me this, I wouldn't have the answer off the top of my head. But do you have like an interesting story about doing medical mediumship on someone, or anything come to mind that's interesting to share and kind of give
I
us a little insight
I
on your
did.
sessions? Yeah.
Yeah, I did have one woman that came to me and she really, really, really wanted to get pregnant. And, she had tried to go to the doctor and things weren't working. And I did a scan on her and I could tell, knowing the human body helps, I could see the fallopian tubes coming down and one of them was shorter and like frayed and dark, and it was blocked. And
Oh,
none of the doctors were picking up on that. And I told her exactly what I saw. Then she went back to the doctor and they ran a different test, and that's exactly what had happened. The one tube was blocked, making it much more difficult for her to get pregnant. So then they had to go in and flush it out for that to work again. But they didn't pick that up.
oh, that's so cool. That's really
Yeah,
neat. How
I
helpful.
well, I don't know if there's a way to tell if those tubes are blocked just by an X-ray. You can't,
Yeah, they're so small.
yeah, you can't tell that. So she was really like, oh my God, they said that's exactly what it was. And so she was very thankful for that. And she's pursued, I haven't talked to her for a while because now she's fine. But there's been a lot of things like that. And I can even tell when people are starting dementia or any kind of mental confusion
Yeah.
because the head area looks cloudy, like you would think it would.
Yeah.
Normally, it should look clear. Like when I'm looking at you, it looks very clear, go down. But if I start at the head and it almost looks like a room filled with smoke.
Oh, interesting.
That's what dementia or memory loss or Alzheimer's beginning of, it looks confusing. Or I'll look into the mind area and all of a sudden I'll feel really dizzy. So I can, that's a symptom that
Okay.
if
That's so
that's
neat. I was just about to ask if you got more than clairvoyant stuff. Yeah, that's neat.
with the dizziness, I get vertigo for a second.
Do you ever get words like how, with clairaudience? I think that's the one I get the most, where I just hear a word.
I generally do when it comes to what they're deficient in, for supplements, it's all words. I don't see it. I hear it.
Oh,
With looking at the body, it's all visual.
okay, that makes sense.
So it's interesting. And people say, how can I develop this? And I don't know. I just did it one day. It made sense to
Probably
just go from
practice too. If you can get anything,
right.
then you could probably practice it.
It was an accidental. I just started to look over the body and it worked. It's how this whole thing started. I was mentored by my aunt, who's been a psychic for 40 years.
How
And
neat, really?
yeah, I was very lucky. I don't know that I really would have kept up with it if I didn't have a strong mentor. Very lucky that it runs in the family. Very lucky.
That's so
My
cool.
It is, and my mom gets premonition dreams and feelings when something's going to happen or has happened. But she started me off with psychometry. And
Oh,
so
wow.
basically, right, you're taking a picture on the phone even, and placing your hand over it, and you're getting information. It worked.
Oh, I didn't
How?
know you could use a phone and hover your hand over it. That's really
Yes,
cool.
girl,
We're
yes.
kinda doing a deep dive on psychometry right now in my tag mentorship. That's really
Oh,
interesting to know.
it's great. I don't know why, but you're not supposed I feel with me, I can't put my hand on it. It has to be slightly hovering. And then you're just looking for what's popping out with this person. You put that person that's in that picture on a whiteboard, and then you look for what's being colored in all the way around.
That's what I was gonna ask you, if you saw, auric fields,
Yeah, that's what auric fields, yes. But what I'm
like
looking for
colors.
is,
Yeah.
oh yeah, auras, they're pretty easy. I think that's probably one of the easier things to
It's not
do.
something I see. I don't see colored auric fields around people. I see the edge or, like, things in the auric field, but I'm so I've never been able to really see or be told what color it is. If I'll say, "What color is their aura?" Then my guides will tell me.
But are you looking at them or are you closing your eyes and looking at them?
I'm not looking straight at them for sure. I'm, like, looking inward, like, yeah, sort of closing my eyes, I guess.
Okay, because what I do is I'll look at them, keep that flash of the picture, and then the colors come in.
Oh,
If that may, again, whiteboard, is
I could
everything.
see with the whiteboard. Yeah, that's really neat.
And then they just come in. Like yours have a lot of golds and pinks,
Really? I like
which
gold
is
and pink.
beautiful. Well, it tells me pink is a nurturer. It's a feminine energy. Also, I think you're someone that does things for the higher good.
Oh, that's nice to
Um,
hear.
very much someone that does acts of service. Also, you've got oranges in there that are very creative.
I just came from art class.
Oh, I love that. So you are a creative person.
I'm trying to learn to draw because I want to learn to draw these crazy beings I see.
Oh, I would love that. I started off as a fine arts student, and I don't think I was very good.
I was terrible, but I have this
I
great
was
teacher now. She's so good. I feel like I'm actually becoming, pretty good at it. A little bit.
I think anything you work on,
Yeah.
it's just like playing the piano. We're not all blessed to play by ear. It's something we really have to work at. And that's the same thing with developing psychic skills. I think you really need to start at the bottom and learn chakras and energy and spiritual hygiene,
Yeah.
grounding, protecting. You, you have to start with that.
That's
And
why
everybody,
yeah.
mhm.
I feel like a Reiki 1 course is like a beginner's course because it has all that stuff in it. Or
Yes,
it should, because how are you going to heal someone if you don't know parts of the body or chakras or, you have to know those things.
exactly, exactly. If you don't have the tools, you're just kind of flying in the wind. And I'll
Yeah.
tell you a story about not grounding and protecting. My mentor goes, "Okay, I've got your first mediumship practice reading over the phone." I went, "Over the phone? That's hard." And I didn't ground and protect because
You were
I
nervous
didn't really
probably.
know what that meant.
Oh.
And about an hour before the phone call, my throat starts to close up like anaphylactic. And I'm like, should I go to the hospital? I'm not allergic to anything. I have difficulty swallowing. I'm getting a little nervous. And I get into the reading only to find out that the person that had passed had unfortunately hung themselves
Oh.
because I did not ground and protect. That physical sensation came in hard.
Yeah.
And it lasted, and I'm like, "That's the last time I do that." But you have to have those moments to learn.
Yeah. That's how we learn, I'll never do that again.
Right, and the first time I tell people starting out on this path, "Is it exciting? Yes. Will you fall on your face a few times? Yeah, you will."
Mhm.
And you know what? A lot of us, we can have 10 compliments and 1 negative remark, and we only remember that. You've gotta keep going. You've got
Yeah.
to keep going.
Yeah. When I teach mediumship, I try to have enough live, containers of small groups that you can have a place to mess up. And it's okay to mess up because, rather mess up in class and learn from it than do it later and be embarrassed and think about it forever like, or even feel like quitting. You just got to
Absolutely.
keep
I didn't
going.
even I studied for a year before I started doing readings because it took me 6 months to learn the tarot cards,
Oh,
like
tarot.
all of it, upside down together. What do these look like? What does
Mhm.
that mean? And then it took me 6 months of practicing on anyone I could get a hold of
That's why I did a
to make
practice for so long. I practiced on people until I felt like I was accurate enough.
right. For me, it was the speed of looking at the cards, also not doubting myself.
Yeah,
Getting over imposter syndrome takes forever when people start out because a lot of people say it
that's the hardest part.
well, you have to trust in spirit.
Mhm.
If you're not trusting in yourself, you're not really trusting in spirit
That's right.
because
You're speaking my language.
they know, we are simply a vessel. We're nothing special.
That's right.
And I say that to everybody. I'm not anybody special. I've just put some time into it. And you got to do it from a heart space. You've got to be ready to take the message and run with it, even when it doesn't make sense,
Mhm.
because you trust spirit.
Yes. This is like what I'm
And
always telling my students. Yes.
not only that, but a huge part of that is gratitude after.
Mhm.
Always thanking your guides for being present, thanking spirit for providing the information before you close the session.
Oh, I love that. Well, we have if you have a minute before we
Yeah.
end, we have this good question from Kevin. Can you please share an exercise or technique for us to try out? Do you have a little exercise?
Ooh, that's a good one. Um, yes, I would start with psychometry, quite honestly, because get a picture of someone that it can be verified. You're validated. So even if it's have someone send you a picture of someone that has passed, and it doesn't matter when. And so you're holding the picture, hold the hand over it, and you'll see that in your mind's eye, you'll see the person in the picture, and you put them on a whiteboard. Kind of see if anything comes up around it. If you're not getting anything much, start asking. Ask your guides, how did this person pass? See if anything comes up. What did this person do for a living? And you might see an image of hands or metal or money. They were in finance. You want to get to know the person and everything about them. Then return to the person, someone that can validate what they did, how they passed, how old were they when they passed. Your basics, like your I want to call it the meat and potatoes. But practice, 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 and practice.
I'm so glad to hear someone else say that.
But you know what else is a lot of fun? You know what I've done with some people is being a sender and receiver. So, for example, really simple. Say I'm the sender, you're the receiver. I'm thinking of, okay, let's make it easy. A month out of the year. Got 12 months, right? So if I've got the month in my mind, I will try to send it to you and you see if you can pick it up. You can do that, find a partner, and a good sender will keep repeating that month, that month, that month, that month. Like, see the big letters, make the letters dance, make it, infuse it with energy, and see how often you can do. I'm thinking of a number 1 to 20. It sounds remedial, but it's not. It's a good way to start.
I love these tips. These are really cool. This is so different than the way that I work that I want to do them all now. I'm going to go practice them all.
It's so fun. Well, I'll tell you why it's important, because energetically, if I'm reading someone, as in mediumship, I will look at a calendar, a Rolodex of all the months. I ask them to pick an important month, and will light up. And that way I know that was a month of birth, death, anniversary, or something very important to them.
Okay.
And that's why this is very good practice, to be able to pick up the energy of what each month means.
Yeah,
And
that is
also,
so cool.
we have our own symbol bank. Like for me, for example, March is yellow daffodils from a memory I have.
Yeah, I
So
teach that too. This is really important to have like a map of symbols with your team. Mhm.
absolutely. And I hate to say it, but in the beginning, I bought a book that was a book of psychic symbols. That doesn't work because we don't all have the same experiences
Right.
and memories.
Yeah, everybody says their own. Yeah. I mean, you could look at
Right.
that and be like, "Okay, a banana means this," you know?
Right. I mean, I guess you could make those yours, but I don't think that's accurate because, again, we've all had different experiences and memories.
Yeah, it's just whatever you decide it is what it is, basically. Is how I
Exactly.
see it, yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, practicing even the simple things, I've seen people practice with Uno cards.
What?
Well,
I
because
have
you've got
seen
a
people do that
number.
where they read people with Uno cards, and I'm like, "How would you do that?"
I wouldn't read anyone with the Uno card,
Oh,
but
okay.
I would practice with a partner because you've not, it's like anything. It's like a regular deck of cards. So you've got a number and a color. That's even harder. But if you can get one of those right and you've got a good sender,
Mm-hmm.
that's how you're making the connection. That's
Well,
how
it's
you
very cool. It's
strengthen.
telepathy. Yeah.
It's strengthening that muscle.
That is so neat. Well, this is so fascinating. I'm so glad that I asked you to come
I
on.
am too. We're having
And
so much fun. We could be here
we're,
another hour.
I know, I totally could. If I didn't have sessions coming up, I would keep you on. But I want to have you back in a, well, we'll talk about it, but I want to have you
Yeah.
back for sure. I have a couple ideas. But I want to tell
Mhm.
everyone where to find you at psychickimberly.com and just, tell everybody yourself where
Yeah.
to find you, I guess.
Yeah. I am on psychickimberly.com altogether, Psychic Kimberly. Just that is my website. You can reach me there. I believe it's got my number, my email, and no question is a silly question. So please feel free to reach out.
That's great. And it'll be in the show notes when
Thank you.
when this is in the podcast. Yes.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for coming, and thank you all for showing up and for asking such great questions. So
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me and for
sure.
letting me share your energy and a little bit of what you do. And I think it, we can talk about, we're all so different in our modalities. We could talk about this forever.
I know. I totally would. So interesting.
It is. It is.
All right. Well, thank you. And thanks, everybody. Please like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you for watching. I'm Rachel Chamness at soundwavesheal.com. I love to help lightworkers trans-channel messages, light, and healing in higher dimensions. If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and follow on social media. And consider checking out my Tag Lightworkers monthly mentorship program.